Okay, so if you've been on the internet at all lately, you know Temu. You've seen the ads, the almost too good to be true prices. But what if there's a catch, a really big one? Well, today we're diving into a huge lawsuit that's asking that exact question. What's the real price of shopping on Temu?
And really, this is the question that everything else revolves around. I mean, Temu has just exploded, right? It's everywhere. But this brand new lawsuit out of Kentucky is hinting that maybe there are some pretty serious hidden costs, not just to your wallet, but to your privacy and even your security.
All right, so let's get right into it. What's this lawsuit all about?
So here are the players. We've got Kentucky's Attorney General, a guy named Russell Coleman, who's officially filed this lawsuit. And it's a huge deal. You have a state's top lawyer going head-to-head with one of the most downloaded, most popular shopping apps in the entire country. So what exactly are they saying Temu did wrong?
Okay, so the lawsuit really breaks down into a few key accusations. We're talking about illegal data collection, potentially sharing that data with the Chinese government, stealing ideas, intellectual property, and even using forced labor. Now, those are all incredibly serious, but for right now, we're going to focus in on the parts that affect you, the consumer, the most directly, your personal data and the stuff you actually buy on the app.
So first up, your data. This is the part that honestly affects every single person who's ever downloaded the app. The lawsuit is basically saying that when you hit install, you could be signing up for a whole lot more than just cheap deals.
And we're not just talking about the app knowing you like to buy socks or whatever. According to this lawsuit, it goes way deeper. They're alleging that the app is grabbing tons of your personal information, maybe without you even realizing it or giving proper consent. And it gets worse. They're even raising the possibility that the app could have malware on it. You know, stuff designed to actively steal your info right off your phone.
And this right here, this quote, it really gets to the core of why Kentucky is so concerned. The Attorney General isn't just calling this a simple privacy violation, he's framing it as a national security risk. The claim is that your personal data could be sent straight to the Chinese government. I mean, that's a whole other level of accusation. It's incredibly serious.
Okay, so it's not all just about data and digital stuff. The lawsuit also takes aim at the actual products being sold on Temu and how they're being sold. It alleges there's a whole pattern of deception going on.
And the lawsuit lays out this whole cycle of what they're calling consumer fraud. It's pretty wild. So it starts with them advertising a cool product, right? But then what you get in the mail is something totally different and usually way lower quality. Then, to keep people buying, they allegedly pump up the site with fake reviews to make it seem trustworthy. And the final piece? The suit claims they sometimes make charges to your card that you never even authorized. It's a full-blown bait-and-switch scheme, according to...
And this is where it gets really personal, especially for the folks in Kentucky. The lawsuit names names. It claims Temu is ripping off some of the state's most famous brands. You've got the University of Kentucky, the University of Louisville, the iconic Buffalo Trace Distillery, yeah, that Buffalo Trace, and even Churchill Downs, where they run the Kentucky Derby. The argument is that this kind of thing doesn't just hurt the brands, it hurts the whole state's economy.
So you might be thinking, okay, these are some huge claims. Where is Kentucky getting all this from? Well, to back it all up, the lawsuit starts connecting the dots. It points to what it calls a pattern of behavior by looking at Temu's parent company, PDD Holdings, and its, let's just say, interesting past.
So check this out. The lawsuit makes a direct connection between Temu and another app called Pinduoduo. They're basically sister apps, both owned by the same parent company, PDD Holdings. And here's the kicker. The lawsuit says Temu shares a lot of the same computer code as Pinduoduo. Why does that matter? Well, Pinduoduo has a really sketchy history of its own, and the lawsuit uses this connection as key evidence.
And this is really the smoking gun, according to the lawsuit. Pinduoduo, that other app from the same parent company, was actually banned, kicked right out of U.S. app stores because it allegedly had malware. So the argument Kentucky is making is pretty simple. If Temu has the same owner and uses a lot of the same code as an app that got banned for malware, well, maybe history is repeating itself.
So it all comes back to this, doesn't it? When you see a deal that just seems impossibly good, what's the real trade-off? The lawsuit against Temu is basically forcing us to ask what we're willing to give up for those rock-bottom prices. Is it our personal data, our online security, or just the simple trust that what we buy is what we'll get? That's what Kentucky is trying to figure out, and now it's going to be up to the courts to give us an answer.